I missed those intros. I like the was it the baby one? The squeaky toy.
Yes.
Rinko. God damn it. Rinko? Erika? No one wants to talk about it. It's all that's on anyone's mind these days. Mysterious things are happening all around Shibuya. Sightings, attacks, disappearances. Fear. Greg, you go for that.
Sure. How was a kid supposed to be a kid in a time like this? But honestly, Ryota never really was like most kids. Is this still the narrator talking about?
I think the
this
kid's
character?
talking, that's why I'm having you read it.
Okay.
Wait,
not-
right?
He's not usually glued to his phone all day.
Wait, I think it is the narrator. No, Kelly, you narrate.
Oh boy. Ryota's concerns bring him to a mysterious case file posted online. It's titled, The Kirigaoka Vanishing. He reads it to himself the best he can. Having tracked
Now-
another... Yeah, you
Sorry.
could... One of you can...
Yeah,
go
now
ahead.
now he's reading it himself, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
now he's reading.
Having tracked another report of dark fog to the area, I arrived to find it had passed, leaving dreary rain hanging over the neighborhood. At the scene, all we found were the clothes of a mother and a son, left behind like two molted... How do you say
Cicada.
that? What?
Cicada.
Cicada?
Mhm.
Let me Google this. Hold on. Cicada chefs. It's hard to even imagine. A parent and her child just gone. Precious lives snuffed out forever. My heart sank knowing that I had failed to protect them. It was the worst feeling I'd ever felt. As if on cue, the rain started pouring down. Heavier and heavier it fell with each passing minute. I couldn't be bothered to take out my umbrella. That's when the obvious culprits returned to the scene of the crime. A group of monsters. They had umbrellas of their own. As if rain followed them wherever they go. I was furious. I brought hell down onto them at that very moment. They tried to protect themselves with the umbrellas. They just kept pounding on them until they were battered and broken. I was so exhausted I could have fallen over at any moment, while my utter wrath kept me going. As I picked up to leave, I still refused to open up my own umbrella. I just walked away, rain pouring and soaking me to the bone. KK.
Kid, you gotta stop reading these creepypastas, okay? Ryota's concerns bring him to a mysterious case file posted online. That's what we said
Wait,
before.
didn't we? Yeah, this
Yeah.
was before.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
This is the same line before.
Okay. Is it gonna be the same thing again?
What?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
the
it
same exact
is.
thing.
What?
That's weird.
That's weird.
We're caught in a time loop.
Very
Yeah,
Oh,
meta.
wait. Wait,
Oh,
wait, wait,
yes.
wait, wait.
Wait,
Wait, again?
can we like close out?
Oh, we're actually using the phone itself. So I
Oh,
think you click on the article, maybe you can exit.
Okay, there you go.
okay. That was so scary. Scariest thing so far. In these posts, the kid had found something, or rather someone. Someone called KK has been looking into monsters in this part of town. A believer, just like Ryota. Social media would never lie. And that means KK is an expert, maybe the expert, in all things paranormal.
There's only one thing left to do. Check Reddit.
Having pored over every story, post, and grainy photo about local monsters he could find, Ryota prepares to take action.
I'm gonna ask this KK guy to help. Just gotta figure out where he lives first.
Don't go meet people online.
Bootleg Google.
Yep.
I'm just checking the game's website now. Contact info. Dear Mr. Investigator Person.
Natalie.
Alright. I'm trying to think of a voice to use. I might change it as I go. Dear Mr. Investigator Person, hello, how are you? I'm not good, and I need your help. Monsters got my best friend, so scary.
Rinko sits up in her chair. She's zeroed in on one of a dozen monitors from across the makeshift command center stuffed into this cramped Tokyo apartment.
It happened near the manhole. Please help me get him back.
Data flies across the screens, seemingly too much. Charts and graphs, maps and mathematical equations, even social media feeds and open case files. Somehow, through all of those screens and all of that clutter, Ryota's message catches Rinko's eye.
Sounds desperate, but it could be some bored kid trolling us.
Calm and confident, Rinko insists on balancing compassion with skepticism in her analytical approach.
On the other hand, that manhole is within the vicinity of several recent incidents. Maybe he is involved.
She knows what she thinks, but she also knows no one can protect Tokyo all by themselves. Trusting your teammates is the only way to keep everyone safe.
What do you make of it, Ed?
Ed squints and takes a single deep breath as he turns to the screen. He has something to say, but holds it back. Technology is easy. People are hard. Instead of speaking up, he places a small recorder on his desk. He presses play, and as the audio begins to roll, Ed turns and walks away.
Greg.
I've heard intriguing stories about so-called manhole girls in Japan. Vengeful ghosts of bully students said to trick other children into following them into the sewer, from where they never return. If any information turns up about such anomalies, be keen to investigate, though I speak purely out of personal interest. Might not be enough to make the rest of my team pursue it without further evidence.
Okay, safe to say since you somehow found the time to record something this specific about a single urban legend that you want to look into it.
Ed is already engrossed in other work. He doesn't respond. He certainly doesn't notice when Rinko rolls her eyes. He rarely does.
Probably best we have no idea how you spend your free time, huh, Ed?
Erika's been sitting next to Rinko this entire time, listening and waiting for the right time to chime in. That time is...
Kelly.
Want me to check it out?
I don't think so, Erika. It could be dangerous. What if something happens to you?
Seriously? You still don't trust me to go out by myself for 5 minutes in the middle of the day? At just 16 years old, Rinko might be right not to trust Erika on something dangerous. But Rinko knows that Erika has shown a maturity beyond her years. She gives Erika an almost sisterly look of skepticism.
You know it's not that.
Rinko quickly turns back to her monitors and away from Erika. But for all her maturity, Erika can't quite keep from pouting.
Stop making that face. Besides, we got our very own private detective in the vicinity already. I'll have him take a look.
The stall is brimming as a wide array of customers eat in relative silence. The only sound they make is the slurping of their noodles. That silence breaks when a phone begins to vibrate upon the countertop. The owner ignores it, choosing to focus on his meal instead. The phone doesn't care about his hunger and continues to vibrate. The phone wins. The peace and solitude have shattered. This is no way to enjoy noodles.
God damn it.
The silent diner finally glances at the screen. He begins to mutter to himself.
Not a case. These people have me working harder than my enemies ever did. Can't even get 5 minutes to enjoy a nice quiet lunch. Let me guess. I'll be risking life and limb.
That why you let it ring for so long? Too scared to pick up?
You're not exact day to stop being scared of anything.
The day you stopped being a loner and hooked up with us so we could have your back.
Sure, that works. Besides, I'm not fool enough to pretend this team isn't half okay.
If you need backup, you know I'll be there. No questions asked. I actually already volunteered, but...
But right now, there's nothing dangerous to be worried about. It's a simple check-in on a report of some suspicious activity that might be connected to these phenomena we've been looking into.
So the simple cases that go south the fastest.
You know what? You're right. Maybe Erika should run point on this one. Sure, she's just a kid, but you're busy, so...
Whoa, hold up. Let's not sacrifice the rookie to make me look bad. I'm already out. Send me an info, I'll get on it. First though, I need to talk to one of you about something. Oh, interesting.
Yourself?
Oh.
Just start talking to yourself.
You know what? On second thought, I heard everything I need. Just point you in the right direction. I'm sure I can figure out the rest.
I don't want to talk to you people.
I thought he was going to say, let me get back to eating.
Ryota doesn't notice the people passing him on the street. They don't notice him either. He is young, but he is very much alone. His focus is centered on the small bit of paper in his hands. After a couple folds, the paper finds a familiar configuration. With a head, arms, and body, it takes shape. A palm-sized person stands in his hand. As Ryota inspects his creation, someone who has been observing him from afar steps out of the shadows.
What'd you got there?
Ryota looks up. He's nervous, but clutches the paper doll in his hand to stay brave. He's not running or hiding, despite the gruff stranger staring at him.
No need to be afraid. I'm not here to do anything bad to you or your little friend. Gotta admit, I've been known to carry the odd paper doll with me on investigations. Strange habit, I know. But you get the benefits of a partner, not the annoying small talk.
Ryota's shoulders ease. He lets his guard down as he listens to the detective and re-examines the folded paper. The detective surprises himself with his playful tone. He's rusty, but he somehow still feels comfortable talking to the scared kid.
Sometimes paper dolls are used for magical purposes. You a sorcerer by chance? Now's the time to tell me.
So you really are him, huh?
Gonna have to be more specific, kid.
You're KK, the ghost hunter from the files? You must be. I just thought you'd be taller. They say you solve strange mysteries. Right?
KK. Maybe.
The detective looks closely at Ryota's phone. He sees the social media posts featuring photos of various case files he has worked on, collected in one place.
Look, I only use those initials because writing out my name is a pain. I got too much pain already. Not your problem, right? Anyway, that's me, KK. But I'm not a ghost hunter. I'm a detective.
KK's demeanor hardens a bit, dropping the playfulness.
You want an investigator, kid? Well, you got one.
I'm so glad you're going to look into the disappearances at the manholes.
Here's the thing. Already did. Made some calls on the way here. There's no record of any recent disappearances. Still got a few friends on the force, so I can dig up dirt quick.
KK shoots Ryota a serious look.
They're trying to pull a fast one on me. Are you, kid?
It's true, honest. My buddy Sosuke disappeared. He hasn't come home since yesterday. The last place I saw him was right back here.
Ryota motions to the alleyway behind him.
He went down that way. I tried to follow, but I couldn't find him. He was completely gone.
If Ryota is bluffing, he's an incredible liar. A sadness comes over him when he looks back toward the alley. KK looks back and forth, from the kid, then to the alleyway behind him. All alleys are dark, but this one looks like it's never seen daylight.
See any fog when that happened? The moment he disappeared?
Now that you mention it, there has been something spooky, around like a kind of fog or darkness, but it came and then went.
Alright.
KK mutters something to himself as he eyeballs the alleyway behind Ryota. Nothing looks immediately out of place. With so much going down in the city, some kid getting lost doesn't exactly seem like front page news. Doubt.
I didn't even want to go on, kid. Why are you so convinced he was taken? Didn't happen to anyone else around here.
But it did happen to my best friend. Sosuke's been missing for 2 full days. Everyone has been looking, but no one can find him.
What about his parents? Have to file a police report?
I'm the only one who really cares about Sosuke. I know he needs me. No one else is even looking for him anymore. Just me.
He's lucky to have you.
It's like when you saw crows circling above the building in one of the cases you've investigated. You knew there was more to it than everyone else. Well, Mr. KK, I know there's more to Sosuke's disappearance. I just need your help.
Really did your homework, huh? I'm impressed. You're more dedicated than most adults I know. You remind me of friend Erika. She lost someone too. And she never stopped fighting for them either.
KK takes another glance at the alley.
Alright, show me exactly where this Sosuke pal of yours disappeared.
Ryota perks up.
So you're gonna look into it?
I'm here, ain't I? Let me check in with my team, see if they figure something out. Cause there's some time.
KK reaches for his phone.
That's my character, right? I don't remember their name.
Yes,
That's
Rinko.
me? Okay, I'm so
Yes.
sorry. I was like, wait, what? What's up? We're all here.
I just need a quick word of one of you to follow up on what the kid has told me. Find anything else? I know you've been searching all over on your fancy computer.
Some worrying details have started to emerge. The type of details that mean he is for sure involved. Social media is starting to fill up with posts about the appearance of a mysterious dark fog. It's been popping up in neighborhoods with similar data sets to the one Ryota called from. School absences are also on the rise. I can't confirm if those represent actual disappearances or just spooked kids trading scary stories, but it's clear fear and paranoia are taking hold.
Yeah, figured out that much.
Oh, really? You carry fear and paranoia detector now? Did Ed develop that when I wasn't paying attention?
Years in a force would give him a fear detector. Can't beat experience. I do appreciate your input. If I already knew it all. Ryota? It's time to find Solsuke. Nothing looks out of place, but things are rarely what they seem.
KK slowly but deliberately reaches his hands out. He's not holding on to anything, but you would think that he is by the way he's moving, like he's got something invisible dangling from his fingertips. Ryota has no clue what he's trying to do, but he watches closely. However, what happens next can only be seen by KK's eyes. As KK opens his fingers, a sparkling orb of energy drops from his hand down onto the ground. It ripples like water in a still pond, energy flowing outward into the world. A strange trail floats into view, as though a spirit has passed through this place.
Psychic energy.
The trail leads further on, deeper into the alley and out of view.
Guess he went that way.
Puzzled, Ryota follows KK's eyeline down the alley, but sees nothing out of the ordinary.
What happened? I don't see anything.
Trust me, kid. It's good you can't see it. This is the power you don't want. You're too young for it to take a risk like that and change your life forever. The world's a scary place. Keeps getting worse. You gotta find your friend and get you back to your life.
KK and Rinko are in big trouble this time, running like rats desperate to stay alive, with only a dingy old sofa between them and...
Monsters!
We better find another exit.
Rinko turns to KK and sees him holding his head. He appears to be in great pain.
Damn! It's happening again.
Your body's reaching... Your body's reacting to the other.
As KK looks at the room, his vision begins to break in half. He tries to focus, but rather than reform, everything continues to split apart even further.
My eyes!
Another hallucination. The world's breaking in two.
That'd be crystallized ether, another form of matter. Sounds like your body has entered the final stages of affinity.
From thin air, like phantoms, these horrific visitors appear, surrounding KK and Rinko.
Damn, we're surrounded.
That was Rinko.
The ether,
Oh,
the
shit.
ether was splitting, alright?
Yes,
My voice
it
came
was
out
crazy.
very
It still works. Mr. KK, everything all good there, bro? Like, what's going on? Are you okay?
Huh? Sorry, kid. It might be a little hard to control.
You just kind of stood there for a little while.
Sometimes when memory takes me places. Hate to leave you alone again, but you need it right here while I look for your pal. Sit tight, it won't be long.
A report on Rinko's computer setup flashes on screen. Ed's monitoring software has a hold of something big. The results are clear, spiritual residue, and it's exactly at KK's location.
What's it now?
We just received an alert. There's a massive surge of supernatural energy at your location. Hold off from pursuing until we're able to send support.
Can't wait forever, you guys. We might have a missing child on our hands. Got plenty of evidence. I know what I'm getting myself into. Remember, fog reports are increasing. There's fear in the streets. Time to act.
Of course I know those things. I'm the one who told you. I also know how dangerous it's getting out there. This time could be even worse than the last. What if he shows up?
Wish you would. Excited to see that mask snap in two when I put my fist through it.
It's not fair to ask us for help when you think you need us, then use our own words against us when you're too impatient to act as a team. We're in this together.
KK decides to address one team member specifically to make his case.
What Erika and I have been through, I don't expect anyone else to understand. Hell, I barely understand it. Here's what I do understand. I take risks so others don't have to. And yeah, you all do the same thing. So I'm proud to call you my team. But it has to stop somewhere. A line needs to be drawn.
We aren't the vulnerable ones who need your protection. We're all strong, and that strength multiplies when we work together to help others.
You two are so special to me, both of you, and I think I understand where you're both coming from. It's just that this thing, this torment, once that power has gotten inside of you, the affinity,
I won't let you rest.
it's like being chased. We're running from something awful. I'm sorry that I'm not making sense. I just can't be quiet right now. I have to speak my truth. I have to support whatever decision he makes. The truly selfish act would be to stand still and let it overtake you. In the end, I know that I would do the same thing.
Let's hope you never have to. I'll talk to you later. I'm in the middle of investigating.
He never was any good at following people's directions.
That attitude of his is precisely what saved our hides on countless occasions.
You don't think I realize that?
Erika smiles, thinking about KK's attitude. It doesn't bother her.
Damn, they're everywhere.
KK's eyes dart between the two horrific figures into some incredibly strange glowing crystals that hover nearby. As he tries to speak, KK wheezes painfully.
Rinko, what would happen if someone tried to touch one of those ether crystals?
Your guess is as good as mine. Might give you the power to fight back, might just make you even more miserable. Who can say?
What about him? Did he grant him strength?
Rinko nods silently. After getting his answer, KK, without hesitation, stretches his hand out toward the crystals.
Wait, stop!
Stopping's not an option. Not for any of us.
You don't know what will happen. It could kill you.
And those things won't? We're dead, we don't try something.
We aren't out of options yet.
You're throwing away everything to fight these monsters, same as me. There's not a goddamn thing left to lose at this point.
Before Rinko can say anything else, KK reaches all the way out.
beautiful.
KK follows the trail of psychic energy deeper into the dark Shibuya alleyway, away from the glow of familiar streetlights and vending machines. His venture into the unseen brings him to a manhole cover where the spirit residue flashes with an eerie intensity. This spot is clearly the origin point for whatever spirit is at the center of this mystery.
Did it take you this way, Sosuke?
KK looks around again, and finding nothing, focuses his attention on this haunted manhole. The spectral vision shows KK a lot more than he thought it might, revealing a glowing specter hovering in this dark and dreary place, the spirit of a man in his 30s. Jibaku-rei. According to Japanese lore, this type of spirit is trapped in a physical location.
Okay, Spectre. What's keeping you tied down there?
The specter seems unable to answer him. Instead, he mutters, as if distracted or perhaps completely delirious. Either or, maybe both. Specters aren't especially concerned with politeness or clarity.
Neither of us is going anywhere until we get some answers. I need to know. What are you doing here? Specifically, at this manhole cover. Why haunt this place?
I thought it was a kid. Just a kid playing around. Just having fun. Alone. Wanted to make sure he was safe.
So just being neighborly, eh?
Yes. No. Not making friend. Protecting. But he wasn't. It wasn't.
It wasn't kid, though, was it? There was something else. Something lurking in these shadows.
Did I die? I think I died. But this isn't what I expected.
What was it?
Monster? A monster?
The specter points downwards.
Underneath, huh?
KK stares at the manhole as though if he just looks hard enough, he'll suddenly see what lurks in the darkness beneath its cover. He doesn't have to see the specter nod to know he's right. It went that way. Before he can pull up the manhole cover and see for himself, a long shadow creeps in from the edge of the alleyway.
Did you find anything?
Snipping around is detective business. You don't belong here.
I heard you talking to someone. Who's this youngster?
Only I can hear you, so don't bother.
Only you can hear me. Well, sure, and nobody else is even here.
This is turning into a damn clown show. Kid, I need to stay here while I go down. It's not safe for you there.
Not safe. Not safe. Monster. But how do you know I'll be safe up here?
My team's one call away. To get here quick or you're in danger.
Weren't you just saying something about being in the middle of an investigation and too busy to talk to anyone?
Funny you should mention that. I could actually use some help. I believe they call it client services.
Who are you calling Mr.? Oh, shit.
Who are you calling, mister? Are they nice like you? Or nicer?
Client services sound more like babysitting to me. If only you would just wait for us to get there.
Play the hand we dealt. A juggling work in childcare has never been my strong suit. Need a little support.
Rinko sighs, a long, tired sigh of a frustrated person who knows that in the end, of course, they'll help. She'll always help him, just as he will always help her.
I have the perfect candidate in mind. You, Rinko. There's nobody I trust more. The way you looked after Erika? You got away with young people, I just don't. Talk some sense into this kid. Make him give me the space I need to get this job done.
Put him on.
Ryota holds KK's phone to his ear, happy to make another new friend.
Yes, Mrs. Ghost Hunter? It's okay, go ahead.
No, Ryota. This is Rinko. I'm the one who first read your message about your friend Sosuke. We're gonna find him. You just have to trust us and listen to us. We also need your help. Will you help us? We need a new deputy for our paranormal investigation force.
A deputy? Like a real deputy? Yes!
Perfect. You're now official task force lookout. It's a tough job, and
Wow.
not just anyone can do it, but I believe in you. I'm sending an alert to your smartphone right now. Every 5 minutes, send me a message and tell me what you see, even if it's just normal stuff.
I will do my best.
But you need to stay right where you are. If you go anywhere, that wouldn't be good task force lookout work. In that case, I would be forced to demote you to a lower position, and you have no idea what kind of paperwork that would create.
You can count on me, Rinko.
KK watches as Ryota smiles and hands the phone back to him. Then the kid puts on a tough deputy face and begins to survey the entrance to the alley.
We good?
He's on lookout duty. That should keep him busy. For a while. But you better proceed with caution. We're on our way.
You're the best.
Tell me something I don't already know.
Now to get down there and find your pal Sosuke.
Mama was promoted!
Dirty water splashes under KK's feet as he makes his way through the still darkness of Shibuya's sewers. The further he goes, the darker it gets, but not because of any change in light. No, this darkness is unnatural. In fact, it's not darkness at all. It's tangible. Dense fog made of spiritual energy fills the air. Toxic, paranormal waste coats the ground and plugs the drains. But the air itself is rejecting him. This corruption flows between worlds and reaches around him, blocking KK's way.
How long has it been building up? Right below our feet? Is it like this everywhere?
As KK goes deeper, the Kagare only increases.
There's definitely something here if there's this much corruption swirling around. Nothing I can't handle, though.
Alone in the darkness, KK summons his power and...
Oh my god, it's the Deathly Hollows.
Oh, interesting.
I was thinking of like Trauma
actually,
Center.
they
It's the
need
healing touch.
I didn't think there would be that much in this visual though. I thought it would just be like kinetic, no choices. This is pretty neat.
Cleanses the corruption, returning the sewer to its normal state.
That's better. Minus the stink.
While the Kagare now cleared, as if they were waiting for a moment of safety, someone appears.
Sosuke, is that you?
The small boy avoids KK's look, turning his back and picking at something on the wet ground.
Splish splash, splish splash.
Hey you, kid, you okay? Can you hear me? Are you hiding from something?
Take it back, take it back.
Come on, kid, this is time for the place. Answer me. I'm not trying to scare you, but you gotta work with me here.
In the vast darkness of the sewer, the sound of KK's phone suddenly rings out, the tinny chime echoing back and forth around the hollow space. The small boy in the raincoat doesn't seem to notice. He must be very preoccupied.
I'm close. I found Sosuke, but I'm worried. He won't...
Down so far, the signal to KK's phone is barely holding on. He can only make out a few sounds and struggles to make out what words they might be forming.
Hello? Is somebody there? Rinko, is that you? Ed? Erika? Who is this? Ed, can you hear me? Here with Ryota? Can you ask him? Was Sosuke wearing a yellow raincoat?
The scratchy connection makes it almost impossible to understand.
Sosuke.
It's about Sosuke?
Not.
Ed, I can't understand. Sosuke is not what?
Not Sosuke.
The call cuts out, the phone going dead in KK's hand.
Damn. You're not screwing around, Sosuke.
Just like that, finally, as if called by his mother to come to dinner, the child responds. He stands up and turns to KK with his dead, evil eyes.
You're not Sosuke. You're the monster.
KK raises his hand and calls forth an energy that he discovered that day long ago. The day he found his back against the wall, reaching out and touching the ether crystal.
Ever heard of other real breathing monster?
Energy surges into KK's hand, green light winding and glowing, charging around his fingertips. The increasingly bright light glows, illuminating the tunnel. And in that moment, standing in the center of the tunnel, we can see this monster, this raincoat visitor, just in time for it to press a child's whistle to its mouth and... At a stranger's fingertips lies KK, now a prisoner.
I need my subject to remain calm, or else nothing would get done.
Despite being captive, KK flashes the stranger a fierce glare.
You son of a bitch. Hello, my new friend. I'm keen to see how useful your vessel turns out to be.
The stranger takes something out and holds it in his hand. An amulet, though clearly not simply for decoration, it surges with power. He looks from the amulet and back to KK and smiles. As the monstrous little raincoat visitor blows his whistle, he steps back into the shadowy darkness.
Running away, huh?
Sliding
But
away.
he's not running it away. But he's not running away at all. In fact, he's only making space for Slender Man, for two much larger, far more horrifying visitors that show up and challenge KK.
I've been waiting to run into you again. Let's go, you bastards.
Give me your $20.
One umbrella visitor is injured. An umbrella visitor attacks. I'm the combat announcer. Pew 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 pew. A barrier appears in front of KK. An umbrella visitor attacks, but its attack is deflected by the barrier. The barrier is broken.
Wind weaving.
One umbrella visitor is injured.
Ouch, that hurt.
An umbrella visitor attacks. I guess that one's gone.
Immobilized.
The umbrella visitors are frozen in place. I see one. Only one stun talisman is left.
Wind jutsu.
One umbrella visitor is injured. The umbrella visitor awakens from the sun.
When weaving!
Why is this one so much tougher than the other one? Yeah, he's injured again.
You're done.
The fight now over, the sewer is oddly calm again. KK sweeps the space, looking for any clues that may be left behind.
Would a pack of monsters manifested evil here?
But then he sees it, affixed to one wall of the tunnel. A wooden tag, sometimes called a kifuda.
This must be what summoned those things.
KK reaches out to take the kifuda down, but as his fingertips approach it,
Rinko? God damn it. Rinko? Erika!
KK feels a big, quick thump through his body. When he looks down, he sees someone else's arm stabbing through his chest. It's horrifying. Black smoke rushes out of his body. Looking back up, KK sees a man wearing a Hanya mask.
You're...
As KK comes to, he realizes that he's in the tunnel once again. No, still. He looks at his chest. It's totally fine. No gaping hole, not even a scratch. Sweating, breathing heavy, his mind races. It was a horrible dream. Maybe a vision? He grips the kifuda in his hand.
I won't let him get away with this.
So hard that it smashes into pieces. At that moment, KK realizes he's not actually alone. Distracted by his fury, he had missed the approach of someone new.
Who's there?
Surprised, he spins to face this entity, but before he can raise his other hand...
Ah!
KK emerges from the tunnel to find Ryota waiting with the rest of the team.
You fool! You run into a wall of Kigare and your instinct is to walk deeper into it? When you know we're on our way to help?
Listen,
No, you listen. I'm not done yelling at your stupid ass for making me worry about you.
Okay, but...
However, instruments at HQ started going wild. We broke basically every traffic law in Tokyo twice to get here as soon as possible. And then we find an open sewer entrance, little Ryota appearing down into this dirty tunnel, clearly considering climbing down there despite her best efforts to cover for you and keep him busy.
Sure, except...
So we take a look for ourselves. It's corruption in all directions. The whole place absolutely soaking spirit residue. It's like they're amassing an army beneath our feet and he goes sniffing around alone?
It's not...
Maybe let her finish.
Worst of all, you arrived stinking but unscathed, having been gone just long enough to have me convinced that you were already hurt down there, that I would never see you alive again.
The problem with disappearing into a dangerous sewer all alone is that the longer you're gone, after Rinko has asked you to be cautious, the more time she has to consider the things she'll shout at you when you return.
Yeah. The things we've been through together. When you're in danger, it's as if I can feel it. Deep down, there's nothing I can do. What if you had died? The thought of being haunted by you, of all people? I must have climbed down there to kill you myself.
I'm sorry. You should have waited.
Don't you dare be nice to me right now. I need to calm down.
I value your friendship and support.
I didn't hear that.
Safely above ground, reunited with his team, KK turns his attention to the original source of all this drama, his young client, Ryota.
You were never going to tell me, were you? Sosuke isn't your best friend. He's your dog.
Oops, I muted my microphone. Give me one moment. He's my dog and my best friend.
KK steps back nervously as Sosuke tries to jump into his lap, tail wagging.
Oh, calm down. He just wants to be pet. Jeez, who would have thought that such a tough-as-nails former detective would have such a strong phobia around dogs?
Don't want to broadcast at all. Alright?
Don't be scared. Sosuke loves everyone. Now, when do I get paid?
Maybe you should draw the line of loving monsters and following them into the sewer.
Ryota hugs his dog and gets a face full of licks in response. KK relaxes slightly, seeing how harmless this little dog is, but still keeps some distance.
Thank you so much for bringing him home safely, Mr. KK.
Mr. KK? What an adorable alias. When exactly did you start going by this new short nickname, KK? I suppose it has a fun ring to it. Not quite as formal as your full name, Kit.
Before we get too sidetracked, as the lead investigator on this one, you've got some paperwork to do, KK.
I'm sure what's worse, fighting monsters, filling out all these damn forms.
It's obvious that you prefer the fighting to paperwork. KK scribbles out a few quick lines. Only Ed can read them.
Hey kid, this is for you.
Oh, is it a prize for helping you find that ghost?
Almost. Mr. Bill.
Wait, I'm paying?
Ryota's face sinks as he's left holding the check.
Lucky for you, today's work is pro bono. That means free. Consider this your receipt. I'm feeling generous right now.
Ryota looks closely at the paper in his hand. It says, "The Case of the Cursed Manhole. Extermination complete. KK." Leaning in over his shoulder, Rinko lets out an uncharacteristically loud burst of laughter.
Oh, now I get it. You didn't choose the name KK. Sloppy paperwork chose it for you.
This is along this light that we don't get to choose. Call me whatever you like. No, I got any use for a real name these days. And definitely not one of my old names. Doesn't matter what anyone calls me, so long as I find that bastard.
KK's gaze looks fierce, as though he's recalling a bitter past. Reflected in his eyes is Ryota, who looks pleased to have received KK's autograph. KK's expression softens up in response.
That said, I guess KK's not so bad.
Mate?
Straight into the credits. Me for being free, I thought that was neat. Just
That was
curious
neat.
how many of these people actually will show up in the game.
For a second, I was kind of wondering if it was going to turn out the kid becomes the main character or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't watched the trailers in a while, so I can't really piece anything right now.
Me neither. It's a Bethesda game, so it's gonna go on sale pretty quickly.
I'm interested in seeing who this masked Hanya man is.
Stranger.
They did something that I always find kind of annoying, though, which is to just keep saying, "Was it him?
Right?
He could have been there.
He.
Him."
You know what I
Was
hate? It's
it
like a mystery. He did it.
Who? He did it! He did it to me! Who? He did it to me!
Do you
Right,
think
oh my
it's
gosh.
related to him?
Yes.
Did they also say something like, "Can you sense his presence?"
Yeah, his, he, him. He has 3 different names? That's cool.
You would think they would come up with some kind of a nickname for this guy.
Can you imagine when he's talking to that ghost and he's like, "What's you tied down there?" You're like, "Man, what if the mafia murdered him, tied cement blocks, and threw him in the sewer to drown?" And you're like, "What's such a
Damn.
tied up there?"
I actually thought of like a dark alternate ending to this where whatever attacked him at the end there just takes him over. And it's actually like the Hanya guy or whatever in his body.
I do like that they give you some choices.
Mm-hmm.
Even though
Something
it's so short, they didn't have to do that.
I'm surprised by that too, along with drawing that line.
And drawing.
It really did remind me of. Have any of you played the Trauma Center games?
I know what this. I know the series, but I never.
I know the
played
series,
it.
but I
'Cause
never
it was
played
It was
it.
on the Wii, right? Wasn't
It was on the
Wii
DS
and
first. The main character has a ability called the Healing Touch, and to use it, you have to like draw a star,